What's up, guys? So it's been over 2 months and I finally received my Vivo X70 Pro Plus because of the COVID logistics nightmare. So naturally it's kind of pointless to do a full review right now because you've probably already seen it. So I figured I'll just give you some quick thoughts and then we'll do a quick vlogging test, because in theory this seems like a perfect vlogging phone with each of the 4 back cameras having some sort of stabilization system. So we'll see whether this is the best vlogging phone for Android. And also, by the way, this whole video is shot on the X70 Pro Plus. I won't edit anything, no sound treatment, so if you hear some background noise, blame Vivo and their noise cancellation software. Like I said, no edits, so you can see for yourself what kind of video quality you can expect straight out of the phone. Okay, a couple of quick thoughts about the device. Hardware-wise, it's pretty much perfect. The cameras are great, the screen is amazing. The battery life is better than the X60 Pro Plus, from what I remember. It charges quickly, wirelessly and by wire. So it kind of reminds me of the same things that I've said about the previous generation. Great hardware, but kind of lackluster software. There are some issues. It doesn't allow me to change my launcher no matter what I do. And the default Origin OS one is kind of shitty. Also, there are some problems with the notifications, especially with Gmail. I really can't get it to sync all my emails constantly. Sometimes it doesn't download any of them, and then it downloads all of them after like a couple of hours, which is of no use. But I think it all ties to the fact that this is the Chinese version of the phone. They don't use Google services there, so naturally Gmail may not work properly. But I think once they release the phone globally, probably not the Pro Plus version, but the Pro, just like they did last year, the software should be improved, and then I can wholeheartedly recommend the device to anyone interested. Okay, let's see how it performs in terms of a vlogging device. So we'll start with the easiest way to record yourself, which is with the selfie camera. The only one that lets you see what you're actually recording, but I don't really recommend it. The selfie camera is not really great on the Vivo. You're stuck with 1080p 30 fps and there is no stabilization whatsoever. So it might get shaky once I start walking a little bit faster. It's not the best day to show you the vlogging possibilities because there's no sun, so I can't really show you how the exposure would change going in and out of shade. But it's winter, so we get by. So in the end, front-facing camera, I don't recommend it that much, but if you want the easiest way and you don't really care whether your footage is shaky or not, and maybe not the best quality, it's an option. Let's move on to some better capabilities of the back cameras. Okay, we're on the main camera now, shooting at 4K 30 frames per second with stabilization set on standard, which is just the default OIS without any sort of digital crop. It should be a much better quality than the front camera and also way more stable. Obviously I can't see myself right now, but the main camera is already decently wide, so I'm holding my phone at arm's length and I should be in frame without any issues. Obviously you won't be able to show a lot of the environment around you with the main camera, so maybe if you want to record like in a group, it's not the best way. Maybe then the ultra-wide camera will be much better for that. But if you want to just vlog by yourself, I think it's a great way to get really good quality and decently stable footage. Now let's move to the more, but in theory, more stable setting with the stabilization set on Ultra. Okay, now we are still on the main camera, but with stabilization set to Ultra, which drops the resolution to 1080p at 60 frames per second, and it introduces a small crop. Okay, let me run for a little bit and see how stable it is. It's really slippery, so if I fall, at least you get a good laugh. Let's see how stable it is when I'm trying to run. Alright, it's up to you to decide whether it's better than the default OIS stabilization setting. And now let's move to the ultra-wide camera. Okay, so we are on the Ultrawide camera now, which is the one with the most advanced stabilization system, the gimbal stabilization. So it should be the most stable in theory. And from what I remember from the previous generation of the gimbal stabilization, it seemed to perform really well in terms of keeping the footage level, but it did happen to wobble when the movement was more exaggerated. So I'll try to walk a little bit faster and see how well the stabilization performs. It's also the one with the wider angle, so if you want to fit more people in the frame, that's the way to go. And there's no ultra stabilization setting when it comes to the ultra-wide camera, so only standard setting with the gimbal basically doing its thing. Okay, let's move to the more extreme usage. We're gonna vlog with the telephoto lenses now. Okay, we are on a 2x telephoto now. The resolution has to be dropped to 1080p 30 frames per second in order to record with one of the telephoto lenses, because if you keep the 4K setting, it only crops from the main sensor. Weirdly enough, this might be the setting you want to use if you want to make yourself look the best way possible, because the tighter the angle, the more compression. So if you're maybe a little bit chubby or something and you want to slim your face down, this might be the setting you want to use. But then again, I'm holding the phone at arm's length with the selfie stick extended, and I don't even know if my face fits in the frame. So there's a trade-off. But now let's try the 5x telephoto and see what we can accomplish. Okay, we are doing it. We are doing it hard. Periscope vlogging. I guess if you want to show off your nostrils or something, or you want that serial killer vlogging vibes, this might work out. Probably like 1/3 of my face is currently in the frame, and I'm already holding the phone as far as I can possibly do it from my face, like 1 meter. But it definitely adds to the whole dramatic effect. So if you have like a really sad story that you want to tell to your folks, that might work out. They might even see all the individual tears on your face. The quality is still 1080p, but it's not about quality, it's about sending the message. And also, if you have like hands made of steel and you're able to hold the phone without moving it too much, this might be the best stabilization you will ever see, because all that's seen is your face, so they won't see the background wobbling at all. But there's a trade-off. After like 30 seconds, my hands hurt like crap. So it's definitely not easy. Okay, I'll see you on the other side, the normal one. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the impromptu wildlife footage. It just came out of nowhere. Anyway, I gotta go before I freeze my dick off. So drop the thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.